don't make assumptions. That's one of those things that they always say, right? Well, in my case, the they was my sixth grade math teacher, Mr. Sheehy, who was, that was probably the last time I loved a math teacher, and maybe the last time I ever loved math. But, you know, math is certainly a place where you can't make assumptions, right? And if somebody's out there who's a mathematician who says that's part of things, it's way beyond the sixth grade level at which I last excelled. So let's assume math is purely factual. And also let's assume that there's a part of human interaction that has to be purely factual. There has to be a part of communication that has to be purely factual. And in and of itself, I understand that that's sort of impossible, right? Because it's all nuanced. It's all up to how one human perceives another. But the biggest thing you can do to keep things factual, to keep things such that what you're putting out there is very much the same as what is being received, is making sure you don't make any assumptions. And of course, this is true in your personal relationships, but it's also true in the way that you communicate as an entrepreneur. Think about it in the sense that you can't assume a few really big things. One of them is you can't assume that people trust you. You know that you are a kind, well-meaning, trustworthy soul, right? But how does somebody else know that? I've actually learned most about this from reading David Amerlin's book because I realized how naive I was. David talks about in his book, Semantic Search, the whole need to build trust online and goes into it really extensively. And, because of course, lots and lots of people have been ripped off on the internet over the years, especially in those early, dark, wild days. And it hasn't necessarily gotten any better. But how do you start to build trust online? A lot of that is based on how you present yourself on social media so that you have a consistent, authentic voice. It's how you create a lot of content that is out there and readable and that people can dive deeper. It's by offering up testimonials that show that you've worked with real people who are truly happy and linking to their websites or social media profiles to prove that you just didn't make them up and pull their picture off somewhere else on the internet. Other places you really have to not make any assumptions is on your website. You can't assume two major things. One, that when somebody gets to your site, they know what to do next. That's where you get to the all-important call to action. Make it obvious and make it clear what their next step should be. What do you want them to do? Another really important thing is what you are really offering. When someone first comes to your site and you know that you have all these different things to share with them, and of course they're wonderful because you're wonderful. That's a scary set of assumptions right there. Because when your visitors first arrive on their website, they want to be shown what to do and they want to know exactly how you'll solve the problem that brought them to you in the first place. So listen to my math teacher, Mr. Sheehy. He was a very wise man. Don't make an ass out of you and me when you assume something, right? I won't assume that you know where I hang out online. I mostly hang out on Google+, so find Marisa Gowdy, that's my profile. And also come over to onlineempowermentformula.com, and I hope to see you there.